Good day and welcome back to our channel. So for this lecture video, we will be finishing our module 3, which talks about the methods, techniques, and strategies in teaching primary science. And before you continue watching this video, make sure to watch the two previous videos, which talks about the definition of the methods, teaching methods, strategies, and techniques, as well as the second video, which talks about the examples or some examples of teaching methods. Now, to start off, here are some examples of teaching strategies that we can apply when teaching science in the primary grades. Let's start with 5 E's, model in science teaching. We will be discussing 5. And to start, we have 5E, a teaching strategy presented in a cyclic manner of E's, which are engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. This might sound familiar. Ito yung ginagamit natin in our module in our Google Classroom. Okay? Kasi nga, the 5E model is an effective model in teaching science. And is an effective teaching strategy kapag nagtuturo ng science. Now, it is anchored on constructivism, wherein students construct knowledge and make meaning by understanding and reflecting on learning experiences and activities. Now, this is how the 5E model in science teaching works. Okay? We start with engagement, move on to exploration, explanation, then elaboration. Ang nangyayari dito, si evaluation, it should be connected to all of the E's. Okay? Now we will be explaining that further. So the first E is engage. This is the first phase. And in engage, this is an activity or this is part of our teaching strategy that is motivational, student-centered, and the time where we assess students' prior knowledge. And to identify also misconceptions, kung meron ba silang mga hindi naintindihan in the previous lessons. At saka it also aims to boost the students' interest to learn. Okay? So para ito yung hook natin sa teaching sa 5E's model. That is to engage the students. The second one after engaging the students is to explore. This is the second phase and it provides concrete hands-on experience before the lesson. Kapag gumagawa ng explore, make sure that it is hands-on. Okay? So, ang mga students yung gagawa and also as much as possible, it should include exploration and collaboration among other students. Kapag gagawa din ng activity under explore, make sure the activity is already concrete. Meaning, nakikita na dapat ng mga bata yung relation ng activity natin sa kung ano yung ile-lesson natin or i-discuss natin. Okay? So that is explore. The third one is explain, the third phase, minds-on phase. So kung si explore, hands-on phase, si explain naman, minds-on phase. This is more teacher-directed, hindi teacher-centered, okay? Teacher-directed meaning si teacher na yung mostly nagfa-facilitate na talaga ng activities in explain. This is when we utilize yung prior knowledge na ginamit or that we have extracted from the engaged part at saka use the prior experience of the students from the explore part. Okay? And that's when you introduce the science concept. Tuhugin nyo na. Tuhugin nyo yung prior knowledge, yung activity na ginamit natin, at saka yung new concept na i-present natin sa kanila. So ito na yung lesson proper. This is when we explain the new science concept. Fourth one is elaborate. This is when we apply concepts. This is when the students apply the concept that they have learned from the explain part. This is also when they develop in-depth understanding kasi nga meron ng application. Kung ano yung natutunan nila sa brain, balik ulit from minds-on to hands-on, wherein they apply yung mga concept and skills that they have learned. And they can work on projects or they can work on problems or on further activities. And this is also a chance for us to integrate our lesson to other discipline. Pwede mo siyang gawin sa elaboration. Last but not the least, we have evaluate, the fifth phase. This encourages the use of both formal and non-formal forms of assessment. So if we are on the fifth E, which is evaluate, ang gagawin natin, we will be assessing if the target objectives were reached by our students, if they have acquired the understanding, then the technical information that they need to understand, if they have acquired the skills, the scientific skills that na kailangan nilang ma-acquire. So that's under evaluate. We also need to use formal at saka non-formal forms of assessment. When we say formal, examples of this, meron tayong quizzes or di kaya examinations or unit quiz. And then for non-formal forms of assessment naman, examples are portfolio or di kaya question and answer forms of assessment kung may natutunan na ba yung mga bata, or pwede din namang gumamit ng game-based na activities, pwede din. So those are examples or forms of evaluation or assessment. Okay, so that's the 5 E's model in science teaching. Now, teachers may not strictly follow it in serial order because oftentimes it is required to move back and forth before moving directly forward. This model is highly flexible and dynamic. Kaya siya tinawag na strategy because again, katulad nga ng strategy, di ba, it is flexible, it is changing. Etong model na ito, pwede siyang mag-change. For example, nasa engagement ka, pumunta ka sa exploration, pumunta ka sa explanation. But during the explanation, you think na medyo nahihirapan pang i-grasp yung concept, pwede kang magbigay ulit ng isa pang exploration, balik ulit sa explanation. Now, if you're done with explanation, you can move to elaboration. But if you think na hindi pa complete yung kanilang understanding, pwede kang mag-explain ulit, elaborate ulit, and then evaluate. So that's why this 5E model in science teaching is considered as one of the best teaching strategies in teaching science. Kasi some science concepts are hard to teach. Difficult, actually, complex yung ibang mga science concepts. So pwede nyong balik-balikan yung 5E's model. Okay? And as you can see here, evaluation is in the center. Kasi nga yung evaluation, it should be relevant to each part of the model. Galing sa engagement, papuntang elaboration, lahat ng ginawa natin, it should be part of your evaluation. Okay? The second one is the QMS strategy, an inquiry-based problem-solving strategy where students identify the following. First, questions of problem. M, means or how to carry out the plan. And S, solution. So Q, M, S. Ito yung mga teaching strategies. Kapag sinabi nating teaching strategy, again, hindi siya hindi siya holistic plan. Hindi siya pang malakihang plano. Plan siya so that your teaching technique will be successfully embedded in the teaching method. Okay? So again, si teaching strategy, ang purpose ng teaching strategy is to link your teaching technique to your teaching method. So pwedeng kang gumamit ng QMS strategy. First, ask questions of the problem, means or how to carry out the plan, and then they give solutions. Okay? So pwede mo siyang gamitin if yung method mo is problem, yung problem solving method. You can use QMS so that pwede mong you can easily present yung iyong problem solving method. You can use this strategy. Next one is 3EP. So tatlong E, isang P. This strategy stands for exciting examples of everyday phenomena. Ito, this is a great strategy, especially if you want to hook, if you want to arouse the interest of your students. Now, pag ginagamit natin yung 3EP strategy or exciting examples of everyday phenomena, pwede siyang mag-demonstrate or we can demonstrate, pwedeng tayo or di kayo yung students, we can demonstrate science concepts that happen or can be observed in a day-to-day basis. So ano yung mga day-to-day activities na nangyayari na nagaganap sa paligid natin? Meron tayong water evaporation, freezing of water, soil investigation, breaking of rocks, many more activities. Also, yung 3EP strategy, it will satisfy the students' curiosity and answer their inquiry on how natural phenomena occurs around us through the use of demonstration. Itong mga bata kasi, again, you're teaching science, the learners are also encouraged to ask questions. And 3EP strategy is a good strategy to satisfy the children's curiosity. Maraming pwedeng masagot. Now, examples of day-to-day activity again na pwedeng are actually sure talaga na na-experience sa mga bata is yung combustion. They have prior knowledge about that. Digestion, kumakain naman lahat. Physical change, they can also observe that one. Baking, kung nagbe-bake si mommy or si daddy niya. Photosynthesis, how plants eat in their own terminology. So ganyan yung mga exciting, asan yung TEP natin? Exciting examples of everyday phenomena. You can start your lesson with that. Okay? Pwede mo siyang gawing pwede kang gumawa ng isang activity, ng isang teaching technique and start your teaching technique by providing this strategy. Okay? So mas better na gamitin mo yung 3EP strategy if nagsa-start ka pa lang ng lesson. Okay? Not in the lesson proper. Mas maganda siyang gamitin sa motivation na part or di kaya sa introduction pa lang. Okay, the fourth one is the 4 A's in science teaching. Baka malito kayo, yung 4 A's in science teaching is different from the 4 A's lesson plan model. Okay, yung 4 A's sa lesson planning, which is also used in many subjects, yung activity, analysis, abstractions at saka application, if I'm not mistaken. Yung 4A, that is an approach that is a model used in lesson planning. Etong 4 A's in science teaching, ginagamit siya when you want to teach a specific lesson that is under science subject. Now, in science teaching, the use of 4 A's follows an inquiry-based format where students, first is they ask questions. Second, they conduct activity. Third, they analyze the data. Fourth, apply the science concepts in similar situations. Okay? So ito yung 4A niya. Ask and then gawa ng activity, analyze the data, apply the science concepts in similar situations. So pwede mong gamitin ito if the students are presented with a problem or di kaya if they are presented with hypothesis or they created a hypothesis that needs to be confirmed or denied or problems that confirmed or denied or yung mga problems which needs innovative solutions. Pwede mong gamitin. So you need to remember yung mga method na discuss natin in the previous video kasi ito yung mga strategies on how to implement them. Okay? The fifth one is POEE strategy. It provides 4 main tasks. Ang meaning ng POEE, predict, observe, explore, and explain. This strategy is associated with demonstration and experiments or yung mga hands-on activities. Sa POEE, ang ginagawa, first is they predict. They ask questions. Ano yung mangyayari? Ano sa tingin nyo yung magiging product? So that's when they predict. And then next, they observe what will happen. This is when they conduct the experiment. They observe, they record data and interpretations. Next, explore, find solution to the problem. So kapag tapos na if they're already done conducting the experiment or the demonstration, they find solution to the problem that they have identified. And then they explain, describe what you think happened. This is like their interpretation and analysis of the whole activity. So pwede mo siyang gamitin in experimental method or pwede din gamitin in problem-solving method. Okay? So it's up to you how you will fit these strategies in your teaching method or teaching techniques. Okay? So that's it. Those are the teaching strategies na suitable in teaching primary science. Now, just make sure na if we are to select our teaching methods, techniques, and strategies, we need to assure also the consistency and the alignment of this this activities. So, for example, kapag nasa teaching method mo is student-centered, make sure that your teaching techniques and strategies are also student-centered. If your teaching method is more exploratory, therefore, from your techniques to your strategies, dapat exploratory din yan lahat. So that's how we align our teaching method, teaching techniques, and teaching strategy. So that's our module 3, the method, strategies, and techniques in teaching primary science. Yeah, I hope you had learned something from this series of lecture videos. I'll be meeting you synchronously. I'll be announcing the dates. So I'll be posting some of our upcoming activities. That's it for this module, module 3. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for watching. God bless.